According to my new global positioning system, the apple orchard is that way.
Why don't we check the map? Where is the map?
It flew out the window, sir. But this is even better.
Well, then, as Assistant Sproutmaster, you can be our navigator. Lead the way.
Cool.
We are the County Sprouts, and today we're going out.
If there was one thing George did not want to do, it was break any more branches.
Awesome! Thanks, George.
I think we'll get to the blackberries faster if we go this way.
I don't know, Bill. That trail looks overgrown.
A GPS is never wrong. It says so in the brochure.
Oh.
Follow me, Sprouts.
Why is the screen flickering?
Either the Earth is off its axis, or I forgot to charge the batteries.
Okay. George, can you climb that tree and see where we are? And Bill, where are you going?
Don't worry, I've got my handy backup compass. This way, folks!
Bill, a sprout never leaves the trail. That's rule number 3. Bill!
Oh, our excitement's really growing, 'cause we don't know where we're going.
In this direction, green. In this direction, a path. George couldn't believe what he was seeing. Someone was trying to break that branch. Somebody was not being a sprout. Oh no! This man was wrecking a tree.
Whoa! Hey, are you a monkey? Cool. I always wanted a monkey, but my mother said no.
George had to do something, and fast. This tree was in trouble.
Hey, return the headgear, monkey. Seriously, I need that. I might get sunburned. No fair! I don't have monkey legs, you know. Stop! Come on, come on. You know, this is fun and all, but I have to get back to work.
George didn't mean for the hat to get wet. Or the man. But George couldn't wait around. He had to check on that tree.
Now try it. Okay, stop, George. George! George, this vacuum cleaner is too big for you. If only there was a monkey-sized vacuum cleaner. Hey, I have an idea. I'll be right back. Don't make another mess. In fact, don't move till I say so. Just freeze. Great.
Not moving is tougher than it sounds, especially for a monkey.
Hi. What do you think? Huh? Oh, you can unfreeze now. George, here's your very own dirt dragon. Now you can clean up whenever you see a mess. George, I have to make some phone calls. You can clean anything that needs it, okay?
It didn't matter if George spilled sugar anymore. He could clean it right up.
I have the rare stamps. Call me as soon as... George, I can't hear. Vacuum the other room, please? Thanks.
George was running out of things to clean up.
Naughty people, beware! I'm here to clean up this city.
Of course. There was a whole city out there for George to clean up.
Thank you, vacuum monkey!
Vacuum Monkey, you saved the big game!
You're my hero, Vacuum Monkey.
Mine too. Who wants a leafy llama?
Oh.
See you later, George.
There's no telling where a set of footprints will lead a monkey. Or what they might lead him to. George was trying to get pictures of wild animals and their tracks. But there weren't too many wild animals near his home. So he decided to go visit theirs. Possums were hard to photograph. Because if they see you, they play dead. Bullfrogs move too much. And they ruined their own tracks. Raccoon tracks were easy to find. Just don't bother a raccoon when it's busy.
Thanks for helping me with the Nature Week exhibit, George. We'd like to see the tracks of all the animals that live around here. The swim mask? Oh, I'm gonna go jump in the lake to conduct the Nature Week fish survey. Bye.
George wished his photos were more exciting, but there weren't many exciting animals around here.
Hey! Hey, George! What you doing? Wow, I see you've got almost every local animal except that fawn I've seen in the hills. A fawn is a baby deer. Bet you don't see too many of them in the city, huh?
A fawn was just the special, unusual animal George was looking for.
Come on, I'll show you where to find it. Going on an easy hike is the proper way to break in new boots. Did you know that? City kids. This is where I saw the fawn. Well, time to get to work. I have to work on the trail for Nature Week. You're going to look for the fawn over there? Uh-huh. If you finish up early, I'll be swimming, okay?
George followed tracks in search of the fawn. But all he found was a slithery garter snake. And ducks who had webbed feet, like frogs. Which must be why they were both good swimmers. And a fish who didn't leave any tracks. George still hadn't seen the fawn or learned what its tracks looked like. These were the biggest tracks George had seen so far. Something extra large must have left them. They looked like big duck tracks. A big duck would make a terrific photo. This was like the long track the garter snake made. A giant duck with a snake's tail would make an even better picture.
That's some juicer you've got there.
Second best invention in the world. The first is my tasty health drink.
I know these are delicious, but we should save the rest for later, George. Well, okay, I think that's later enough. Boy, that was tasty. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Huh. Right, let's go. Where'd everybody go?
Everybody packed up and left already. But don't worry, they'll be back next week.
A whole week without juice? What was George going to do?
You know, George, if we had our own juicer, we could make the drink ourselves. There's a kitchen supply store right around the corner. Let's go. Oh, boy. I have no idea how to use this. But when in doubt, read the instructions? I guess there are no instructions. Oh, don't worry. Between a smart man and a smart monkey, we should be able to figure it out. Hello? What? Yeah, I'll be right there. Sorry, George. Professor Weissman needs me at the museum. They're picking a new shade of yellow for the main hall. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Ooh,
George figured a smart monkey all by himself should be able to work this thing. Now, what did Juicy J say he put in that drink?
It's got 5 fruits and vegetables, plus a special secret ingredient.
5 fruits and vegetables, and all of them seem to be red. Apples are red, and peppers, and strawberries, and watermelons. George didn't know what cabbage was, but it was the last red thing in the fridge. 5 red things. Now all George needed was a special ingredient. A red fish? Why not? Okay, so maybe raw fish is not a special juice ingredient.
boring. Super boring. Mega boring. Bingo! Now for the paint. Sheesh, that billboard is kind of high. George, how about you paint and I'll supervise from here, okay? Don't forget the picture.
When George got close to the billboard, he could see things he couldn't see from far away, like the fact that the billboard wasn't just one big sheet of paper, but 6 sheets glued together.
That's it. Start from the center. Neatness counts. I'm here for you, buddy. Go. Ha! Score! Hey, George. Are you done? George? Did you paint the picture on the billboard the same size as this? Oh, that explains it. You painted too small. I'll show you. You can't see small stuff from far away.
So George resolved to paint big. He'd cover every last inch of that billboard.
Oh, hi, George. How'd you do? Huh? It looks like you painted only part of the picture. Did you run out of room?
George wondered how he could get a small picture onto a big billboard. Then he noticed something. The fold marks on the picture were just like the rectangles on the billboard.
Match the rectangles here with the rectangles there. That'll work. Here, I'll make it easier. Six rectangles. Paint one at a time, and you're good to go.
This time, George was sure he'd get it right.
What? George, come down here quick. Look! You're painting the rectangles out of order.
It was George's first spring day back in the country. And already, he was starring in a movie.
Hiya, Mr. Rankins.
Hi, Bill. George.
Okay, George, you go in first and see if there are any baby ducks running around. I'll follow with my camcorder. This will make a great scene for my science project about baby animals. This is Bill, bringing you baby ducks, live from the Rankins barn. Hey! We're in luck. The ducklings haven't hatched yet. They're still inside their eggs. Sure, George. Look. You and me and other mammals come into the world as babies. But birds, ducks for example, come as eggs. Yep, Dumpling's babies will hatch from these eggs as long as she sits on them to keep them warm. Sprouts on her, George. If she doesn't sit on them, they'll get cold and never hatch. Oh, my battery died. I'll have to get another one. Don't let the eggs hatch without me, okay?
Where was Dumpling going? She was supposed to be keeping her eggs warm. The eggs were still warm, but if Dumpling didn't come back soon... George decided that if Dumpling wasn't going to sit on her eggs, he'd have to do it. Carefully. Well, sitting on a nest, hatching eggs, is actually pretty boring.
Thanks for loaning me a battery, sir.
No problem. I think that's great you're filming a duck hatching. No!
This I've got to get on tape. Bill here, bringing you a first. A city kid sitting on a nest of duck eggs.
George, why are you sitting on a nest of duck eggs?
It looks like he's trying to keep Dumpling's eggs warm.
Wow!
can't believe it. A duck is hatching right before my very eyes. On camera.
Mr. and Mrs. Rankins, you don't want to miss this. Your ducks are hatching.
We'll be right there.
Saturday was a day when monkeys and men with yellow hats return books and get new ones.
A whole building full of books. What could be better than that, huh, George? Are you excited to get a new book, George? Adventurous Henry is one of my favorites, too. Maybe you should check it out again. It's called Renewing a Book. People do it all the time.
George was thrilled because the man with the yellow hat had only read the book to him 18 times.
That's strange. I don't see the librarian. Mrs. Dewey? Huh.
I'm right here.
Oh, there you are.
Sorry for the mess. My work keeps stacking up.
George would like to renew a book, please.
I sure wish I had someone to help out today.
Something tells me George is available.
That's stupendous. Thank you, George.
George, I have some research to do. Will you be all right here by yourself? Well, then I'll be back in a few hours. Be a good little monkey librarian.
Okay, George. Would you mind going through this pile and separating out the DVDs?
George soon discovered that he was a super fast movie grabber and a super fast book scanner. And a super fast pencil sharpener.
Mrs. Dewey, please report to the main library immediately. 5 book clubs have arrived, all at once.
Oh, dear. I'll be back as soon as I can, George. Until then, it looks like you're in charge. Huh? You're a terrific helper.
George was in charge of a library. George wondered if he should put the rest of the books away. That seemed like something a monkey in charge would do. George had put the books away in record time. This librarian stuff was easy.
Hi, George. Where's the librarian? Oh, I see. Can you help me find Hundley's favorite book? It's called Dachshunds and Dandelions. It's a small yellow book. It's usually on this shelf.
A yellow book? No problem. George was very familiar with that color.
Nope, not it. Nope, and nope.
There were a lot of yellow books.
No, no, no. That's it. Dachshunds and Dandelions. See? Thanks, George. I'll check this out in the main library. Goodbye.
Finding books was hard. When the man with the yellow hat told George he was bringing home a wondrous animal called a chameleon, George decided to surprise it with a gift.
Hi, George. That's terrific. It looks just like jade. Take a look. Yeah, Professor Wiseman and I rescued her when she lost her jungle home. She's, there. See?
Huh?
Look, she's changing color.
Ooh.
Chameleons can do that. See, she's usually green like her jungle surroundings, and that's why we named her Jade. But under the sun's rays, she got warmer, and that made her change color. Watch. Chameleons change color when the temperature changes. And sometimes when their mood changes, too. Anyway, today Jade will get a new home at the zoo. That is, if I can convince Dr. Chroma that she's the kind of rare chameleon he's been looking for. Yep, I've already prepared my speech. Now I just need to pick up some posters. Hey, do you want to feed Jade while I'm gone? Oh, great. Her food's on the table. Just drop in a few pieces and she'll do the rest. Thanks, George. Bye-bye.
Jade had an amazing tongue. George wondered if he could get his tongue to work like that. George had left the cage open. And now Jade was gone. There was no way for George to get to Jade. He'd have to find a way to get Jade to come to him. Introducing Squeaky. What chameleon could resist? Nothing brought out the puppy in Hundley like a squeaky toy. The squeaks were coming from George's apartment. George hoped that Squeaky would lure Jade back to her cage. All he could do now was wait, quietly. On a hot day, it's a good idea if both you and your garden get plenty to drink. That's why the man with the yellow hat was making orange juice, while George watered the garden. Sort of.
Hey, George. George! How about taking a bath to wash all that mud off?
George was puzzled. Did the bathtub run out of water?
Hey, George, I'm not getting any water downstairs. How about you? I'd better call Mr. Quint.
George didn't understand why not having any water led to Mr. Quint digging up their yard.
Seeing as how I can't offer water, how about some fresh OJ?
Oh, wouldn't say no to that.
So, how's it look, Mr. Quint? Did our well run dry?
Oh, no. Just a broken pump. You got plenty of water down there. There's water under the dirt, George. Yeah. Now, this here is your house. That's the water. And to get to it, all you have to do is dig a well. Yep, a well. See, a well is just a hole in the ground that's deep enough to reach water. And a pump, like that one there, suctions the water up and out. Sort of like the way you're using that straw. Every time you suck on it, you're pulling the orange juice up out of your glass.
See, this is actually an old pump, George. Years ago, people either did their washing here or used buckets to carry water inside. Water would get sucked into this pipe and then come out here. Yeah, just like that. Except you're not allowed to play with your food. Nowadays, an electric pump sucks up the water and sends it through a long pipe straight into our house. Easier than buckets, huh?
Well, your house won't be seeing water for a few more days, I'm afraid. I have to order you a new pump.
A few days? Well, I guess that means we're going back to the city, George. Some of us still need a bath.
There are those who appreciate a clean lobby. And then there's George.
Okay, go straight in and run a bath, George. Hello? Oh, Professor Wiseman. Oh, yes, that does sound serious.
Only one octopus?
Hey, George? I have to go help Professor Wiseman. Don't forget about that bath.
George decided that the best thing to do was to put all his toys in the tub.
Hi, leave a message when you hear the... George?
Hello? Is anyone there? I just wanted to make sure you saw that orange fly eye slipped under your door. We have to shut off all the water at 4 o'clock, which is... now!
George thought Professor Wiseman's beach house was great. This time, it was even greater because George had brought Yorbo, the friendliest robot ever.
Searching. Item found. Yorbo is great, yes?
Yorbo's next job was to help George and the man with the yellow hat pack a lunch for the beach.
No, not... Look out! Oh, sorry, George. I'm listening to an audiobook, The Slimy Sea Monster from the Sea. It's great and scary.
George didn't understand how something could be great and scary.
Thanks. Now, are you ready for a long hike to the beach? Ta-da! Oh, I hope we don't run into any slimy sea monsters. Whew.
George couldn't think of a better way to spend the day than exploring the beach with Yorbo.
Keep items in here.
Say, George, you want to go swimming?
Ooh, good idea.
Sorry, Yorbo. Robots can't swim.
Could you read the manual again, please?
Well, George, if Yorbo was made of plastic, like your bucket, or wood, like this chair, he could go in the water. But Yorbo is made of metal, which rusts when it gets wet. And rust is very bad for metal, because it does this. Last monkey in is a rotten turnip. I guess a storm is coming. Correction, the storm is here. Quick, George, let's get inside. Whew, made it. Okay.
George thought it would be fun to sit inside a cozy house and watch a storm with the man and Yorbo.
George, you can't go outside when there's thunder and lightning. Oh, Yorbo is out there. Don't worry. He'll get wet, but we'll clean and dry him before he has time to rust. As soon as the storm quiets down, we'll go get him. Hey, how about a game of tic-tac-toe?
George usually really enjoyed tic-tac-toe, but this time he couldn't get his mind off Yorbo.
Wow, the storm really did a number on the beach. Don't worry, George. Yorbo's a tough little robot. We'll find him. Under the seaweed? Could be. Okay.
But Yorbo wasn't under that seaweed. Or any of the seaweed.
Okay.
It was a little cold to be doing this, and it was too big a job. George had really wanted to spend the night in an igloo. And maybe he still could. He could build his igloo right inside the house. A smaller igloo. It was nice and warm. George figured he'd better turn down the thermostat so his igloo wouldn't melt.
It's freezing. Oh, I must have turned the heat down too low. Wow, the heat is off. No wonder it's so cold. Oh.
7 o'clock. The badge is mine. Ow! We did it, George. Uh-oh. George?
Oh, hi, Bill.
Are you sitting down?
No.
Okay, I don't want to alarm you, but George is not in his igloo.
Don't worry. He's probably upstairs and... What? Oh, boy. George! George, why is there a melted igloo in the living room? Uh-huh. You were cold outside, so you thought you'd build an igloo inside.
Makes sense. For a city kid.
As the Sprout Master of Sprout Troop number 674, I am proud to present Bill with his badge in winter camping.
Wow.
There. And now, George and I would like to invite you all to a little celebration.
George's igloo might be too cold for sleeping, but it was just right for a party.
Hey, George. Got any ice for the punch? Wow, thanks.
And that was the start of the Monkey Igloo Social Club. Open every weekend until it melted in the spring.
Hey, just in time. Could you grate the carrots into the batter and put it in the oven while I change my shirt? I guess they should make aprons that cover your arms. Yeah, that's great. Then would you slice the cucumbers into the soup and put the apples in the fruit bowl? Thanks, George. Okay, I think we finally have things under control. What is that awful smell? George, thanks for finishing the soup. It smells strange. Is this a cucumber? It tastes like eggplant. It is eggplant. So what did you put in the carrot cake? Is this some kind of radish? Radish cake and eggplant soup and a smelly fruit bowl. Interesting.
George couldn't understand it. How could something that tasted so good in the store taste so bad in the soup?
I'm sure you could make a good soup with eggplant, but this was a recipe for cucumber soup. Well, we still have, 10 minutes. Oh well, I guess we should just order takeout.
Huh? Ooh, yeah!
Where are you going? George?
Customer number 1, you are back.
And I think I know why. You dropped this on your last visit. Correct me if I'm wrong. But aren't these pictures of carrots, cucumbers, and apples?
Yeah, I see it now. Way to go, Dad.
Tell me, my friend, are those the vegetables you have been looking for on your visits? Let me get them for you. You don't want them? Ah.
Oh.
Nothing like a hard day of analyzing carbon isotope ratios to give a girl an appetite. Something smells weird.
Oh, that's my radish cake.
Really? Yum.
George! Perfect timing!
George? Is that your name?
Hello. I am Win Kwang An, owner of the Hua Mai Grocery and Takeout. This is my wife, Hua, and daughter, Mai.
Oh, well, hello.
Hi.
He named the store after us. It means peach blossom.
Is that the new Vietnamese grocery on Inn Avenue? I've been looking forward to your opening.
Oh, me too. Is all this from your store?
It is. We thought we should help George carry in his order. We've brought you eggplant curry, bun tit nung with nuk kium, a fish sauce with daikon radish.
Ooh, I love that sauce.
Bitter melon soup. Sa hat lo, which is pomegranate seeds in coconut cream and durian shakes.
It all looks great. And there's so much. Would you join us?
Huh? We would be honored.
A few days later, George headed back to Hua Mai.
Here you go. Hi, look at all our takeout customers. Someone's been talking.
Me! I told everyone I know about how great the food is, and I know a lot of people.
Don't worry, George. You'll always be customer number one.
He was going to need a bigger windmill. Luckily, George knew a perfect place for finding things. The recycling room. What did Mr. Coyote say? If you're building a windmill, you need sails. A sturdy base. Something for the sails to spin around, and something to make the scarecrow move. Now that he had the windmill parts, he just had to put them together. Time to take those sails for a spin. But his windmill stopped short. So George gave his windmill a leg up. 4 of them. When you're making a windmill, it's easy to get wrapped up in your work. So George gave his sails a trim. His sails moved, but his windmill didn't. What was he missing?
When the wind blows, it pushes the sails.
And then George realized these were too loose. So he got more sticks and attached the sails with tape. George could push his sails, but the wind couldn't. Mr. Coyote's sails were stiff. Maybe that gave the wind more to push against. So George made his sails stiff. All his windmill needed now was a scarecrow mover. At last, his windmill was finished. And it was a good thing, too. Because he was out of tape. Now he just had to wait for the wind. And get a weight for his windmill. George had done it. He'd made his scarecrow move. But he did feel bad for Compass and his friends.